Three Sisters in Wigan is the venue for round 2 of the 2015 Easykart Championship. And on the fastest kart circuit in the UK, action is guaranteed. If you're thinking of buying yourself an Easykart and you've not been racing before, you might wonder what happens in the event you have the occasional accident and you cause some damage to the kart. Well, fear not. Easykart's mobile shop carries everything you need to get you going again, as Jane Moore explains.
Jane, Easykart offer quite a wide range of services for the drivers. Tell us a little bit what this truck is all about.
Well, we bring the truck along to the Easykart events. We carry all the spares required that a driver might need over a weekend. If there's a problem with their axle, if there's a problem with their sprocket carrier, chain, we have all the parts on board to keep them driving.
And what are the benefits of doing that? How can the drivers benefit from this?
Well, it saves the driver having to buy and bring lots of spare parts. So it's saving them money. They just come along to the shop when they need anything throughout the weekend. They have a pre-authorised race account and they can come along and collect any parts that they need. The tyres that we supply, they are pre-ordered on our website and they're brought along and distributed out of another truck throughout the weekend.
As a newcomer to the sport, those without technical know-how can benefit from the Easykart's technical support area, where you can learn everything you need to know.
Donald, you're in charge of the technical area. What happens in this?
Everything really. We go from changing tyres to rechasing karts to engine rebuilds. Andy takes care of that on that side of things. Anything has a problem with, they come here and they sort them out really.
And I'm thinking, some sort of teams might not have the technical experience, and how much can you help them?
Well, everything. I mean, between Andy and myself, we can sort any problem out. Anybody comes here, we can get it done really.
And what about this track today? Is there any sort of surprises for you technically that's arisen?
Not really. A lot of people have been coming off here and having quite big accidents, so the chassis has been getting a bit of a pounding around here, so the jigs have been getting used quite well.
Apart from obviously fixing things, you come to a track like this and there's obviously different sort of sprockets and different ways of tuning the carburetor. What tell us about that?
Well, people come up to us with a different spark plug saying, how's my engine running? So we actually tell them maybe change their carbureting setting and things like that and their flex length to give them more power out of the corners. So we have to read what's going on with their driving style and their spark plug really to give them the best performance.
I noticed on the websites, Facebook especially, there's usually some type of information on there. Who gets involved in that and sort of getting them ready for the event?
Well, Andy takes care of the that side of things. He gets the general setup for everybody. He puts the basic setup, and obviously people can work off that and go from there really. Once they've got their basic setup, they can work either side of it, and obviously we can help them there if they have any problems really.
And how often do you find that people you've set it up and then they go away and have a little twiddle?
Probably every round, to be honest. They have a little go and obviously it might not work and they come back to us and we'll give them a bit of advice and then we'll get them back on the track again and go from there really.
We'll kick off today with Easy Cadet, and after his amazing drive from 17th to victory in round 1, Martin asked Tyrone Stansfield if his new status as the championship favourite is putting extra pressure on him.
A bit, but I feel quite confident about this track at Three Sisters because last year I came second and I hope to come first this year.
And I guess 17th position last at Shenington wasn't the ideal position to be in, but why were you there? What happened in the pre-finals?
Some water got into my car, which then caused me to stop on like the 5th lap, I think. So, yeah.
And Three Sisters is a very fast track. How does that suit you, and who do you think you'd be up against today?
I'd be up against all my rivals like Ewan Johnson, George Yanker, Harry Graham, all them drivers. They're really good at this track.
Well, to prove the point, all four of the drivers he mentioned there, Evans, Anker, Johnson, Graham, they fill the front two rows, but there is no Tyrone Stansfield at the front of the grid. Another screamer of a weekend for him. Unfortunately, he finds himself down in 19th on the grid. If you broke that kart in half, it'd have bad luck written on it like Blackpool Rock. But anyway, he's going to have to fight from the back once again here at Three Sisters. And it is one of the toughest circuits to race on, one of the fastest in the United Kingdom, and it is going to be a great charge to the first corner. Here we go, and already the E-plate George Evans has got the inside line nicely. Anker sweeps round the outside though, very nicely done into the right-hander to get things going. And actually, George Evans is having a bit of a struggle to keep the rest of the field behind him. It looks like the 9 of Harry Graham is having a look round the outside, but Georgie Anker out in front, the vice-champion of 2014, of course, is now in front, and we've got contact. That's not gone well. Two cuts in the walls there. That's George Whitehouse and Dylan Reed. So Whitehouse and Reed have gone together. They're the 50 getting away from that as well. Christian Lilly. So a lot of drivers getting caught up in that one. Oliver Hunt and Jamie Gurney in there as well as they make their way through to Luna Bend, this very long right-hand hairpin. And there is Jamie Gurney, actually the 7-year-old from Nebworth, getting himself back into the action once more. Hard challenge here as Thomas Harvey has a look on the back of Freddie Tomlinson, I think they're the 62. Up the inside comes the E-plate. George Evans trying to have a go at Anker, but he shuts the door nicely into the S's. No chance of getting through there, Bucko. You're going to have to find some other way through. So, nice little battle for third position. Here comes Ewan Johnson round the outside of the E-plate, and then he's going to try and cut back for the undercut. And here comes the 9, Joe Sheppy in behind as well. Harry Graham has Joe Sheppy, the 5th place man, all over his tail there as they make their way through once again down to the Rogerson straight. Here we go, and again the number 2 George Anker just looking over his shoulder, trying to see where Evans is going to try and make the move, and he hasn't quite been able to get the switch back on Luna Bend, but he's got a good line off the corner, this long sweeping right-hander that takes us onto the Conrod straight. And look, already a little bit of defence here from Anker, and it's almost going to be 3 wide into the S's for the 3rd time. Very nice overtake there from the 5 as Ewan Johnson sweeps through into 2nd position. Very nice indeed, and it looks as though Sheppy has got Theo Edgerton swarming all over the back of him to try and move into 5th position. And again, Anker just having to defend from Johnson and Evans here, really struggling to have a look. Side by side again as Johnson tries to take the lead. No chance there as once again they head their way down the Rogerson straight. Tight left-hander into that long flowing right hand. I called it a hairpin, but actually Luna Bend is more a sweeping right that goes on and on forever. And then we've got these 3 still battling. Anker, Johnson, Evans having a great scrap. In fact, Anker is trying to encourage Johnson behind. Look, let's get further up the field because we've got about a dozen carts nearly trying to go for the lead here. We can spread out and actually have a chance of getting away, but that's not happening at the moment because here comes Evans once again in the E-plate, and he's dragging Harry Graham and the rest with him. Man from Leamington Spa could get himself into this fight. In fact, here comes Evans up the inside. There's a little bit of contact. And here comes Graham and Sheppy trying to take advantage. Graham's going to get 2nd place here. Let's have a look at that again. He just kisses the side of the cart, just nudges it slightly wide. And that was all that Harry Graham needed in terms of an invitation to get straight up the inside. Sheppy and the 63 of Oliver Gray are getting the toe there to move up. Great overtake opportunity there from Morgan Root. He just about hangs onto it from Thomas Harvey on the outside there at Luna Bend. Very nice overtaking move, and now this is opening up the door for Freddie Bates to come and have a challenge as well in the 30. And look at what that's done for the leader. George Anker has finally broken clear as the E-plate and the 5 have got back into their positions again. George Evans and Ewan Johnson have held off the attentions of the lower drivers in the field. In fact, the 58 is now in 4th place. That's Joe Sheppy in front of the 9 of Harry Graham once again. So it's kind of as you were, really. 6th place, 54 Theo Edgerton just in front of the 63 of Gray as they once again make their way through the Paddock Bend turns onto the Rogerson straight. And now it is a bit of a charge forward that the number 2, George Anker, is trying to have here. But the E-plate of Evans is once again hassling, going for an alternative line through Luna Bend just to try and get that little bit of extra momentum. It's all about rhythm and consistency, this circuit. It's such a fast-flowing circuit. It is the Monza of national karting. And it basically means that you have to be on the throttle for pretty much 75% of the lap. You've just got to get absolutely every apex, every turn in, every adjustment on the steering nailed. And on the inside, this is a good move, but it looks as though Anker's going to get the undercut straight away. Evans is still there, though. Don't count him out yet. He could get a sweep round the outside. Very close indeed. Is he going to get the move made? Yes, he does. Into the left-hand section of the paddock bend turns. And this is an open opportunity for Ewan Johnson to try and sweep by into second position. Sheppy, Graham, and in sixth position, the 54 of Edgerton, still very much in the battle as well. The 12-year-old from Worcester, still in with a shout of a podium here. He looks behind him to see where the 63 of Gray and the 8 of Morgan Root are coming into play. Not quite yet, and into the lead comes the E. Very nicely done indeed there. It looked as though Anchor had managed to get the lead back off him, but no, he manages to hold his position very nicely indeed. The number 5, Johnson, tries again. He's not going for the move yet. He could easily have made a move there on the inside, but look, he nails the exit of the corner, and now he's got a great chance to slingshot into paddock bend. This is an opportunity, not quite close enough. Anchor is defending valiantly here, and we've got a great scrap for fourth position that goes back about 6 carts here. In fact, I think that is the number 4 of Tyrone Stansfield getting himself into the mix here. So he has carved through the field once again, just as he did at Shennington last time out. So it looks as if we're having a bit of deja vu through the field here once again at Three Sisters. In fact, we're talking of deja vu. Joe Sheppy sitting in 4th position in the 58. Last time out at Shennington, he pulled off the mother of all overtaking moves at Wilkins. 3 into 1. He made the move from 4th place to 1st, and he's sitting in 4th place now, looking a little bit threatening to the top 3. I wonder if he's going to try and nail this super move again. It's the kind of overtaking move you tell your grandchildren about in 6 or 7 decades' time, and he's looking a little bit threatening. He might have a trick or two up his sleeve yet, as Johnson has a look at George Anchor on the way into the left-hand complex onto the Rogerson Straight, and that's just giving Sheppy, the number 9 of Harry Graham and the 54 of Edgerton, an open invitation to get closer to this battle. It was a 3-way scrap for the lead. Now it's about a 9 or 10 kart scrap for the lead. And it looks as if we're not done yet. We've got plenty of opportunities here for some special overtakes here. Here comes Johnson round the outside of Anki. He might just have enough to hold on round the outside. It doesn't quite get there, and this is definitely giving Sheppy an opportunity. Meanwhile, the E-plate of Evans is getting away from this all and stretching out 2 or 3 kart lengths per corner in addition to the current lead he has. Where's Stansfield at the moment? And make it 10th position as he tries to get onto this field as they make their way through. Oh, is that Sheppy slowing? Sheppy's slowing. Sheppy's out of it. Oh no, I don't believe it. Poor Joe Sheppy was looking so strong in that race. Looked as if he had a challenge to the leaders. He slows up in paddock bend, and look at what that's done to the leading 3. They've now made a clean break. At 4th position, Harry Graham is going to have to work very hard. Actually, he's going to have to work with his rivals to get closer to the leaders. Once again, Anchor defends from Johnson. In fact, he's having to signal to Johnson, come on, push me. We need to get further to George Evans. We can't let him get away with this. You've got to help me here. We've got to work hard for this, and we've got to get an opportunity to win here, so we need to cooperate. But poor Joe Sheppy, that was a great chance to go for victory. Well and truly stolen from him there. Mechanical problems as the 8 of Morgan Root has a look on the inside. Very nice move there on the 63 of Oliver Gray, and it looks like Tyrone Stansfield's going to try and pull off the move around the outside. Down the Rogerson Straight and into Luna Bend they go once again, but the E-plate, George Evans, out in front, still from Johnson, and... oh no, sorry, it is Anchor still in front of Johnson. I thought he got through there, but no, he's still not able to make that opportunity stick. They're coming up to a back marker. And, a little bit of a jostle still for position between Johnson and Anchor there. They're really working hard as Johnson, again, just tries to have a look. He goes to the left, tries to tuck in for the right, but number 2, George Anchor, has definitely got the measure of him here. He was the vice champion last year, and he wants to try and get this championship sewn up from the off here in the 2015 championship. Great battles just outside the top 4. There is the leader approaching. That is the 45. I think that is Jamie Gurney to lap him after getting caught up in the first incident. So problems there for Gurney, sadly, as a result of that contact. There's Stansfield in front of Oliver Gray. So he's moved up a couple more places. He's moved ahead of Gray and ahead of Bates. So he's charging through the field very rapidly. There's George Evans out in front, just lapping Gurney. Now at Shennington, he was 8th in the pre-final and 10th in the A-final. So that just shows you how important it is for him to get his Three Sisters weekend rounded off with a win in the A-final. He really wants to forget what happened last time out. That's a distant memory. In fact, it's a bit of a nightmare, and he wants to have a bit of a fairy tale ending to the second round of the championship here. But he's having some major pressure now because George George Anker has got through the traffic a little bit better than the E-plate of Evans. In fact, he's right on his tail. Johnson actually got held up a little bit there. So this is a golden opportunity for George Anker, and it's always easier to chase than it is to be chased. So George Evans is really going to have to step on it, and this is an absolutely perfect moment for George Anker to really step up the attack, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Tucks into the inside line, 5 to go. He signals to him, come on, let's work together, let's move forward. But that's not exactly the best sign you want to hear when you've just, that's not the sign you want to see when you've just lost the lead. In fact, here he comes again. On the inside comes Evans to take the lead. I think they're very mindful of the fact that Johnson is still a threat, so they're trying to work with each other to move further forward. Here comes Anker on the inside again. Evans shuts the door. Johnson still third, right in behind them, and the 54 of Theo Edgerton up to 4th position following Sheppy's demise. Just looking back in the pack, Stansfield looks to me to have made up 3 more places since the last time we spoke of him. He's up to 7th place now. He's got time. He has got time to get himself into the battle for the lead. There's 5 carts in a line here, and with 4 laps to go as we go into lap 14, he has got a chance here, and he's even making the move to get past Morgan Root. I think he's managed to pull that one off as Johnson threatens the lead too, and that's brought the 54 and the 9 back into it. So Edgerton and Graham, it's now a 5-cart tussle for the lead, and Stansfield has moved up into 6th position successfully. Here comes Graham on the inside of Edgerton. Edgerton trying to get the door closed, just quickly scampers across to the other side, and Johnson's going for 2nd place. I think Johnson made the move into 2nd position through Paddock Bend. Let's have a look. No, Anker did manage to shut the door in time. My word, this is a fantastic battle in the Easy Cadets for 2nd position. You could pretty much throw a blanket over all 4 of them, such as the distance they cover. And it's very close indeed now as they go with 3 to go. Stansfield, not only has he got into 6th position, but look, he's broken clear. Morgan Root and the 63 of Oliver Gray are being left behind here. 3 to go, very close indeed. And here again, this is the 54. Trying to make a move on Johnson. He's closer to him than he's ever been before. Pick a line and hopefully the right one is going to be the fastest one. Here comes the 2. And it's 3 wide. This is the opportunity Johnson's looking for on the inside. Tyrone Stansfield, the man from Braintree, closing in on all of them, by the way, in 6th position. So as these 5 jostle, here comes Stansfield closing up. And again, Johnson looks for the inside of Anker. Great battle. He's not left any room at all. There's a little bit of a jostle, and they just about managed to get through Luna Bend, no problem. And still, these 2 behind are waiting for a golden opportunity here. Edgerton and Harry Graham. 2 to go. Very close indeed. And now Graham is having a look for 4th position on the inside of Edgerton. I think he's going to make that one stick. No, he doesn't. Edgerton again shuts the door, but Johnson has now made it through to 2nd place. He has got past Anker. Anker has another look on the inside. No, it's taken me this long to get past you. I'm not letting you through if I don't have to. Now Anker's on the inside, and here comes Edgerton. He's going to try and get past both of them. Oh, I had to hold my breath there because I think the door was slammed firmly shut in Edgerton's face that time, and it was. Back down to 4th position. Here comes Graham now trying to make the move, and Stansfield is closing in. This is amazing. 6 carts here with 1 lap and a bit to go. And Stansfield now right on the back of the 9. Oh, they really should have been more careful when they were jostling, because here comes the Braintree boy in 6th position. Last lap in the Cadet A final, and it's 3 wide nearly into the first turn. Evans has got a little bit of breathing space out in front. He's set the fastest lap. But is it going to be enough to hold on? Here comes Johnson. Stansfield's having a look round the outside of Graham too. And into the right-hander, onto the pit straight. And it's 3 wide. Here comes Stansfield. He knows he's not got long. He makes the sweep to get past Graham. Yes, he's up to 5th position. So he is gradually getting there. He might even make the podium at this rate. He is absolutely storming. He's already got on the inside of Edgerton to take 4th position. Watch out, boys. You might lose a place on the podium here if you're not careful. Evans looks like he's got this one sewn up. But Stansfield, no, he's not quite going to get there for the podium this time. He's in 4th place, and that's a great fight back considering Johnson holding off Anker to the flag, but Evans wins it. Great performance there from the E-play. Evans holds off the charging pack. Johnson 2nd, Anker 3rd. Great drive from Stansfield to 4th, ahead of Theo Edgerton, Harry Graham in 6th, from Root, Gray, Bates and Harvey. An amazing race here at Three Sisters in the Easy Cadets Championship for 2015. After the top 3 appeared on the podium, John Viger caught up with our race winner.
So George Evans, terrific racing. I mean, lead swapping all the time throughout the pre-finals and finals, but you managed to get there in the end. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, good. Like last race was quite tight with Georgie. Like kept on stopping positions and that. Yeah, so pretty good.
Fantastic. And do you like Three Sisters as a circuit?
Yeah, fast, like tight corners down the bottom, like hairpin and that. Yeah.
So fifth in the points after 2 races, the hard charger Tyrone Stansfield trying to close the gap to Harry Graham in 4th position. In 3rd, it's our winner here at Three Sisters in the A final, George Evans, but a 2-point deficit from Ewan Johnson in 2nd and the leader, Georgie Anker. Join us in part 2 for the Junior A final.